Hello, everybody. It is time once again. It's a Wednesday. It's 4 o'clock. It's hammer away time. And you'll notice right up here, we've got to be young, wild, and free. We got Gavin Evick with us today. Got a quick live chat about the brand new single that the Gavin Evick band has put out. And we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about some other stuff. So while we're doing this, let's shut this off and we'll be right here. What's up, Gavin? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Fantastic. We just discussed it very briefly, that we're both busy people.
Super busy. I had a pretty big show yesterday, and I'm on my way back today. I'm back home, and then I'm only home for a few hours, and I fly out to Vegas and LA right after.
Wow.
So you're catching me right on the ride home. I was hoping to be home by now to do this interview, but I'm doing it in the truck right now. I pulled over at a Wawa, actually.
Now, where are you?
Somewhere in Maryland, I think.
Okay.
I think I'm right outside of Baltimore.
Yeah, out there East Coastage. So.
Oh, yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
So I live in Northern Virginia, right outside of DC, and my show was in Delaware last night with Night Ranger. So
Nice.
I'm on the way back. I just passed the Bay Bridge, and I pulled over at a Wawa.
Now, I will say, you're 22, is that right?
Yes, I'm 22.
22. And so, I mean, it's always an interesting thing for those of us who have been, through. I watched another interview the other day with the other Gavin from the band. And I was, catching that, how things go and how people phrase things, what they say. Oh, well, young people these days, all that stuff. But I know your dad is steeped in the music industry as well and plays along with Bret Michaels, correct?
Yes, he does.
So is a lot of that something that watching him perform, is that some things is your mother a performer at all, or?
No, she's not. I mean, she kind of lives. It's funny, it's like I got my dad's side and then my mom's side. My mom, is very ordinary life kind of a person, and my dad is over there, traveling the country, playing shows every night of his life. So it definitely came a lot from my dad and going on tour as a little kid, going out with them on the tour bus and, Brett's private jet and all the cool shit growing up as a kid.
Right.
So it came a lot from him.
Right. I thought something else that was funny was too, when I checked an old article about when Gavin Hades, right, from the band, he was their guitar player. He was gonna he had a photo shot with Bret Michaels in a music shop with his dad, and then with his dad there too. And he talked about Steel Panther and other, and I don't know what the other band was he mentioned, and I was like, oh yeah, there's a good one for a young guy. I mean, I just got into Steel Panther much later, so it took me a minute.
I think he was 14 when he did that.
Exactly. I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah.
So what is it that got you started in writing? How did that happen? And writing this new track, I'm going to put a graphic up here too.
Yeah. It's because I really like writing about good times. I think, the rock and roll world in the past, 10, 20 years has really taken a shift into, more serious topics. And, I know my stuff gets compared to the 80s all the time. And it's like, yes, that's the stuff that I love. But what I love about it isn't just the super hair metal sound. It's the vibe that it gives off of, if you have a shitty day, forget about it. We're going to have nothing but a good time. I know that was cheesy, but it's like, it's the fun. I like the fun aspect of the 80s rock. And that's really why I kind of got into writing, is because I feel like a lot of the time in my generation, when, people are feeling sad, then they'll listen to sad music. Me, when I'm feeling sad, I'll do whatever I can to not feel sad. And I'll put on some good time music, stuff that makes me feel good. So I feel like there's a lack of that lately. It's like I like the sound of the music I listen to. So my responsibility, I feel like, is to make the music that I feel like sounds great and the sound that I like, but the messages I also try to convey in all my songs is about, focusing on the good times. My first song, Favorite Songs, it's kind of a love song.
Yeah.
And it's about, how much fun you have with a girl, not, like the mopey shit. It's about kind of getting lost and just forgetting what time it is and just this and that. This song is about, there's a line, forget about your problems, leave it all behind, and it kicks right into the chorus. Or maybe that's the verse where, it sings about having a good time. Don't worry about your problems, just live your life and have fun. I think it's been a long time since a rock and roll song was just about having fun. That was my purpose.
Well, and I think of it kind of like emotions, because we talk about emotions with music and how it ties together. And you're like, if something's funny, I'm going to laugh. It's not like, oh, you know what? It's been a while in this generation. Maybe I'll think of something else to do when something's funny. No, you're still going to laugh. You're just going to laugh. So it's kind of the same thing. You want a good time music. You want to feel good. You want to do this. You want to do that. So it kind of goes hand in hand, Crying still goes with sadness, or it can go with a heavy emotion, but it's whatever fits. So then when you're writing, this is something that a lot of people ask. I mean, I guess I'll ask it here too. Why not? It's where do you start? Do you start with a lyric? Do you start with an idea? I was out in the yard mowing the other day and I came up with this lyric idea. So that's where I would start.
It's definitely the idea first before the lyric. It's, I will, when we were writing Young, Wild, and Free, it was definitely the idea about have fun. It's just the idea of fun. And, you pick what idea you want to write a song about, and you kind of make a web or a chart of, it's like right now I'm writing a song that's about adrenaline, right? And, just like a faster paced song.
Sweet.
And what you do is I will write out ideas that, things that give me adrenaline, like driving a fast car or playing music loud or going on stage or I guess hot chicks or whatever, just some shit like that,
Right.
And you write down all the ideas and then you see how the lyrics can form from that. But that's actually, that's probably like the third or fourth step. Sometimes I will probably make the music first. Like I sat down with Gavin Hades to write this new song. We actually debuted it last night at the show with Night Ranger. It's a song called Redline, and it's about living your life to the fullest and the idea of redlining, like in your car, taking it too far, or, like in music, sometimes when you go over the edge, it's kind of about living your life that, don't let people, stop you, go further, and I know what that idea is supposed to sound like before I write the lyrics.
Yes.
And so we wrote the song together, and just kind of the intensity of the guitars and the drums and everything. Me and him we sat down, I pulled up Pro Tools. We'll have real drums and everything on it, but like I programmed the drums, and we just sat down with a guitar and we're bouncing ideas off of each other. And you get the cool sound that you want out first that, relates to the idea that you have. And then the lyrics, the specific lyrics will probably come after you write that. So I could, or write the song, like the instruments, so that, I have the idea and now I have the instrumental, and now I could figure out a melody that fits into the verse or a melody that fits into the chorus with the idea that I have. That may have been a long answer. Sorry.
No, hey, no, that's what it's about, because it is a process. And so I think, there's a lot of times some of those processes are going to be the same, yet at some point they're a little different because we're all a little different. I'm maybe a little different in other ways, but no, it all makes sense. It's like I say, it's a major process. Now, when you hand these songs over, you'll demo that, right, for the band,
right?
And then,
yes, of course.
What kind of what's your drummer's name?
Steven.
Is Steven the kind of drummer that's like, yeah, can you give me that idea and I want to fill this spot? Or how do the different musicians in the band feel about the new material when you hand that off? Are there some that are like, good, I'll just do it like that, and others that are like, do you mind if I
Yeah, I mean, Steven definitely likes putting his touch on things. It's funny because, we've only been doing this for so long.
Right.
It's where when I released Favorite Songs, my first song, it was just me. The band does it. We do it in our live sets, but it was just me and my dad making that. And then the
Yeah.
new song was Young, Wild, and Free. And it started with, kind of me and my dad making it. And then other Gavin, he put his guitar work on it, and then Steven put his drums in it. And it's hard because, this new song, we're trying to, bounce ideas off of each other creatively. It's hard for all of us to get in the room sometimes together since we all live kind of 4 hours apart. So we're trying to do the whole sending stuff to people. We're still trying to work all that out. But it is fun watching all these styles come into place. And for the creative aspects, yes, but it's actually, it pushes our buttons sometimes because sometimes, we'll want to do things that are too much, and it'll take, the other players to kind of tame down certain things. It's like every guitar player wants to do shreddy, shred all the time.
Yeah.
And Gavin, as of recently, he's been getting, not getting better at, because I don't want to insinuate that he was never as good as he was, but, it's when writing now, I think we all understand which thing fits at a certain part, and Steven, he's such a new, young, fresh drummer that, he wants to do things that show off too. He's a big Avenged Sevenfold guy. So you can imagine all those triplets and the double bass everywhere and all that. So it's fun, writing together, putting each other in each other's places sometimes is the fun, not the fun, but the best aspect of writing music together, because we got all of our different styles and ideas and we tame them down for each other, but also bring each other up.
I'm so glad you mentioned all of that, because it takes me back to interviews that I've seen from people who were like teen idols when I was a kid. Like when I was a kid, I'm not, before I was buying records, I saw the Partridge Family on television and other things like this that were music based. And then you see interviews with these people later and you're like, David Cassidy's like, I didn't want to do this pop stuff. I wanted to get out there and rock out. But there again, it goes back to what you said. And sometimes we understand this a little bit better because of, the music industry or how things have been run, to where we have to make sure that we rein it in a little bit for the masses, and then just kick some ass when you're out there playing it live.
Right.
Because really, that's.
I mean, we all love heavy shit. I love Metallica. Steven loves Avenged Sevenfold. Even other Gavin, he loves a bunch of metal stuff too. Logan, my other guitar player, he's definitely calmed down a little bit from that. Not super metal. Actually, he loves some 3 Days Grace stuff, but it's like it. Fortunately, but unfortunately at the same time, not a lot of that in 2024 really appeals to the masses. So you got to make songs that I feel like are very the opposite of niche. Kind of things that, it's like Young, Wild, and Free is still very true to me. And, it's just stuff that I like. You could hear it on rock radio, you could hear it on pop radio, and, you could possibly hear it on a country radio station too. It's not very fiddle-y country, but, it's modern country. Any country song that's come out in the last 5-10 years, doesn't have a whole lot of fiddle shit anymore. It's very big guitars, big drums, all of that stuff. So, I mean, you could hear that song on a country station if you want. So it's about making the song appeal to the masses, but also you have to stay true to yourself. And that's what Young, Wild, and Free is, as I feel like it's a very radio friendly song that we all connect with as a band.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be turning this song over to my friend who works on a radio station here in town.
Oh, awesome.
And because I hear what you're saying, and I think in that other interview, the gentleman said something about, the interviewer said something about Southern rock. And I'm like, well, I kind of get that, but I think the phrase or the term that they're using these days, and you've probably heard this, I'm sure, with your dad in the industry too, you've heard this word Americana, where I think that's where it fits in. It gets that, it's just got that Kid Rockish kind of crowd pleaser feel
Yeah,
thing.
it's very I don't know enough about the term Americana to use it in a sentence right now. I've definitely heard it, but I'll say that the song is very, very American. You know, we made
Right.
sure that, you know, I don't not nothing political right now.
Correct. Right.
The music video is very much a 4th of July fucking,
Yes.
you know, it's very, you know, there's no fireworks or anything, but it makes you feel like a hot summer night, 4th of July. It makes you
Yep.
feel like, you know, you're waving the American flag loud and proud, and you're just out at a lake, at the beach, at an amusement park, hot summer night, just
Yep.
having fun with your friends. And again, that's nothing political, but it's, you know, I love, you know, kind of being patriotic, you know, especially, you
Yeah.
know, avoiding, you know, anything that's going on nowadays. I mean, even
Right.
just as a kid, you know, not giving a shit who the president was, but, you know, just loving, you know, my country and just enjoying, you know, like on
Yep.
Memorial Day, let's go out and grill, you know, on 4th
Yep.
of July, let's go hang out with our family at the beach and watch fireworks. It's like, that's what I miss and love. I don't know if there's a whole lot of that nowadays. Maybe that's just because me growing up and stuff, but, you know, that's the shit I love doing as a kid, is
That's right.
all of that. And
That's right.
that's what I feel like this song, not just the song, but the video represents. And the best part about the video is, I've said it a couple times, is the video is exactly what, you know, I'm trying to convey. And the message is, there's no actors in that video. It's all friends. We're all
Yes.
friends, and we're all there having a good time. We are, you know, young, wild, and free. We got an amusement park on lockdown, and they threw up all the lights for us, and we had probably 50 of our friends show up, and we weren't on a, you know, a set filming. You know, we brought, you know, a real camera crew, we brought a real
Right.
stage, but we were all there hanging out. You know, that's what it was. That's why I think a lot of people are connecting with the video too. It's because
Mm-hmm.
it feels real, and that's what it was. There's no acting in it whatsoever. We're all just
Yeah.
having a good time because, you know, like I said, it came out in the perfect time. It is a nostalgic, just 4th of July, perfect summer video and song.
Yeah. And I think, you know, when you say, you know, without going political, I think that's the essence of what really uh, is kind of at the heart of what the problem is. One of the things that's at the heart of the problem, because we're not a division. We are a people. We are a country. We are Americans.
Mm-hmm.
It's got
Right.
nothing to do with the politics. We're Americans. We live in a free country, and those are the things that come from our hearts. And screw the politics. You know, the hell with all that
Mm-hmm.
shit. Let's just get it right.
Right.
Somebody get up there and get it right and lead this thing. And it's got nothing to do with the D's or the R's or the anything else. It's got everything to do with a bunch of people who live in the same country.
I wish it was more like that. I just feel like
You and me both.
nowadays it's like, I feel like nowadays if you say one thing that, you know, insinuates one thing, then suddenly you're labeled as this or that,
Yep.
you know, by an extreme or this or that. I'm like, I love my country, and I love, you know, 4th of July. I love the red, white, and blue. There's nothing that doesn't mean I care about border security or this or that or abortion or anything like that. I just love having fun in the summer in America.
Right.
That's what the song is about.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look here. We got Emma Jada's with us today. Metal Torso's with us today. My three favorite feel good songs. Do You Want to Taste It by Wigwam? Are you a Wigwam fan?
I've met them and I've seen them before. I know, I watched the Peacemaker show, so I know that the Do You Want to Take It song.
Yeah. I dig a lot of their stuff.
Yeah.
Bad Days by Flaming Lips. That's awesome. And
I'm not
Diamond Eyes
familiar
by
with that
Shinedown.
one. I do like Shinedown. I'm drawing a blank on that song right now, but I definitely like Shinedown. You know, Sound of Madness.
Yeah.
They got a lot of great stuff. They got a new song. Oh my God, what's it called? Symptom of Being Human. That's a great song.
I'll have to check that out.
You have to, man. Like it's crazy. Like I didn't realize, like I knew Shinedown was always kind of like a big band, but you know, nothing like super mainstream. And this song, Symptom of Being Human or Symptom of a Human, is like all over like the top 40, you know, stations. And it's like not even rock stations. Like it's charting on like mainstream shit. But I mean, it was more like 4, 5, 6 months ago that it was doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's doing now, but it's like, it really surprised me when I was hearing, you know, Shinedown all over the top 40 on mainstream, like pop. It's a great song, and you got to
it looks
listen to
like
it in good stereo.
Yeah, let's see here. I'm trying to, if it's the album. Yeah, it's from their album Planet Zero, right?
Yes, it's off their new album.
Yeah, a symptom of being human. Yeah, I'll have to listen to that.
It's a great. I mean, it's not heavy. It's it's very light,
Mm-hmm.
but you got to listen to it in a good sound system. There's so many layers, and the producing is just so great. It's so big.
Wow.
You got to check it out.
Man. Now, that does bring me to the next thing, which is when I was preparing to talk to you, of course, I've been preparing to talk to your dad for a while too. I got to get into his book and get through that. I don't really want to talk to him until I've done that yet. But when you're getting into this with this single, so you personally have had that, your first song, the first song we were talking about, and then now this one, how's that work for you guys? It's I know that there's not a major plan set forth for a full album yet. Is that correct?
We always talk about it. We're not, necessarily in the progress of a full album right now. That takes a lot more. It's tricky. We're 4 hours apart and we're doing things at a really, really good and fast paced right now. But none of us are in, a position for this to be full time yet. We're still, we're working on songs and stuff, but in order to do an album, especially at the rate that, mainstream artists do, it's like you tour for like 6 months, maybe 5 months. And then typically the record label completely funds, a whole album and your stay and this and that. And it's like, we could do things, but with what we have and not the funding from a label, we're going at the pace we can right now by putting out one really, really high quality song at a time. And, an album is definitely something I see hopefully in the future, hopefully less than 2 years from now, maybe just a year from now. I would definitely really, really like to put out an album because I think we all have great ideas, for albums and stuff like that. I've had this idea for an album for the past 3 years that I want to get out. So I definitely see that coming sometime soon. We just need to get on the right pace to do that.
Yeah. Especially when it's on your mind for that long a time, you're kind of like, I do graphic design. I also am a musician, and you find something and you're like, okay, I don't want to just waste this. I gotta, we got to make sure that it's going to go on something of quality, not only because our name's going to be on it, but just because you feel it's something from the heart. So you're like, I don't want to just waste it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Because I would think that's the epitome of insincerity over it. You're like, oh, okay. So it's just a song.
Right.
Now you grew up with some of your, when did it really hit you on some of the stuff that really influences you right now when you're writing or when you're just listening to music? When did that hit you? When you're like, oh, this is one of my favorite bands.
That's a hard, I mean, I can narrow it down. I think, I mentioned this quite a bit, and when the inspiration really kind of hit me, as you're talking about more in general, right? Not for a specific song or anything.
Yeah, I can give you an example. One of my favorite top 2 bands, Judas Priest. I remember I was growing up through, and my first record was Kiss Alive. I got into some rock stuff in 1978. I started listening to album-oriented rock stations, not hit stations. It was stuff that was, the hit stations were playing Renegade from Styx. The AOR stations were playing Blue Collar Man. And I'm like, okay, I really like this. Same album, same band, but 2 different songs. And I'm like, I really go to that one more. So then my brother in 78 played me Judas Priest, 8-track. I still got it. Hell Bent for Leather. And I'm like, who the hell is this? And then I fell in love, and I was a Judas Priest fan until Iron Maiden came along and kind of became my number one. But like that, that was a band that hit me, and from then it was just, the harder the better, almost, but with great vocals.
You're gonna love our new song, then.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I mean, I compare it more to a Motley Crue, little bit of Nickelback, but my dad says it feels like full-on Judas Priest. So,
well, get it to me, and I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. When we have it recorded, we have the instrumental and a very rough vocal track on it. But within the next few weeks, we should have a better full version of it.
I'll tell you what.
I'll get it to you.
I'll make a deal with you right now. I'll read your dad's book, and as soon as I finish it, I'll let you know. And then if it's ready at that point, or whenever it's ready, you go, okay, well, you've read the book. I will send it out when it's ready.
Of course. I could send you probably a 10-second video of us doing it live yesterday. I don't have a full video. I could have a 10-second video of the solo, which kicks ass.
Sweet. Solos do kick ass. I remember the days in the 90s where they're like, fuck the solos. You're like, no, don't.
God,
I get it.
Something melodic, dude. Like I love, a lot of people have gravitated towards calling hair metal, or even us, melodic rock. And I feel weird about that, because it's like, melodic, I used to think meant kind of more slow, but it's like, it's just like, not at all, No. Melodic just means that there's real melodies to it, even, fast solos, I guess, are considered melodic too.
Yes.
It's like, I miss that, actually having real music and melodies in songs.
Yeah.
Solos are awesome.
Yeah. Gavin, I'm so glad you said that, because it takes me back to 2018 when my buddy and I did a festival up in my hometown area, and we had finished up and we're watching another band, and he goes, wow, that solo really just doesn't go with that song. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he goes, well, just listen. It's just a bunch of wanking, and it's got no tie to the song. It's just, and you're like,
right.
Holy shit. Never thought of it like that. And then I think of Twisted Sister. You think about the guitar solo in We're Not Gonna Take It. It's purely melodic. It just goes along with the melody of the song.
Well, and then they do the harmony on that too, I think. I think there's a harmony on that solo. But a solo to me is the extension of the song. It's not just, let's throw some guitar on it. Yeah. It's an extension of the melody. It doesn't need to be like a ripoff of the exact melody of the chorus, but you gotta have it feel like, when you hear a verse and you wonder, what's next? Like the pre-chorus has to be a different melody, but they have to blend together. Yes. And you hear the pre-chorus, you're like, oh wait, something bigger is coming next, the chorus. And obviously the chorus has to be a different melody than the pre-chorus, but it feels like it just, it's another step, and then it's another step. The guitar solo has to be that fourth step.
Yep.
In my opinion. Or I guess you could say other steps, because, you got a riff and stuff. But, the guitar solo has to be the next step in the song that flows perfectly with everything that's come before. It can't just be, let me slap some cool shreddy shred over top.
some cool shred. That's a t-shirt, my friend, right there.
cool shreddy shred. Which, I mean, I love cool shreddy shit. I love cool shreddy shred shit, but I mean, in the for sake of a song, you need to put what fits.
Yes, yeah. Like we have King's X is coming to town here in the St. Louis area, and in the near future, and Vinnie Moore is going to be opening up, and talk about a shredder. Oof.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah. That's great stuff.
My guitar player, Gavin, he's actually, tonight, he's going to go see Joe Bonamassa. Oh. I hope I pronounced that right.
Bonamassa, yeah.
Bonamassa, yeah. Yeah, that's what he's doing. So,
wow.
I've never seen him. I have never really had an interest in, I don't know enough about Joe, but solo guitar acts. For me, I love guitar solos, but watching, a solo guitar act for an hour and a half gets a little bit, I don't want to use the word boring, but it's like, I'm not a big Malmsteen guy. I'm not a big You know what's funny is I actually enjoyed John 5. I went to go see John 5 live, and I think he kept it interesting, which is I feel like it's hard to do. I feel like you got to change up your set, and you got to have songs that mean stuff. And I think the biggest thing about a live show is when people could sing along. Not a whole lot of people could sing along at guitar shows.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean by those type of shows, right? Like shows that are like,
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's what Joe does. I don't know if that's his thing.
Right.
I don't know. Does he sing or does he?
I think he does.
Okay,
I'm not heavily steeped in his stuff, but I know he's done some amazing stuff with Black Country Communion.
Yeah, I'm usually the most educated motherfucker on rock and roll, but I don't know enough about him. But I know he's a guitar player.
That's what's embarrassing about you and I bringing this guy up at all right now, because it's somebody with whom neither of us are familiar, and I'm like,
right?
Oh shit!
Yeah, dude, I am a rock and roll historian. Like I could answer a lot of shit, but I'm not.
Oh, dude. Oh, all right, we're getting you back on the show, and I'm gonna test you.
All right,
How mean can I be? That's what I got to figure out.
I am good. I could. I know a lot about most. I know a decent amount about all of rock, but anything you have to ask me about the specific 78 to 92 era of rock that doesn't get super tiny in metal.
I got you.
I could answer anything. You ask me any question about Skid Row, Warrant, Def Leppard, Bon Jovi, anything. I could most likely answer it all. And then I say this, and I'm going to get clipped. Somebody's going to clip this.
No.
And they're gonna ask me what was their set list on like October 16th, 1986.
And you're like, okay, don't be an asshole.
Right. But it's like I play this game where it's like, I have like a playlist of like 300, 400, 500 songs, however many it is. And a lot of people are like, oh, guess the song or something like that. And nobody could ever beat me out of any of those 500 songs. Wow. I could get it within the first second. Usually it's a note, and it's like even like down to the very things of like, oh wait, I hear wind. I know in the first 2 seconds that's either Holy Diver or that's Night Songs.
Yes.
And then I know that the pitch is a little bit different too. One's got a little bit of a higher pitch wind. It's like I will know instantly. Sometimes guitars, the riffs open with the same note, but like the tone is a little bit different. I know like CC DeVille, I know what tone he uses versus this and that. Like I'm not a guitar player, but I know a fuck ton about tone.
Yeah.
So it's like I could really hold my own.
There's a song, there's two songs that I have to do that. I have to listen and go, whoop, whoop, hold on. Because it's either You've Got Another Thing Coming, speaking of Judas Priest, or Sleep Alone by Heart. So if you've never heard that album by Heart, you need to hear it. It's called Passion Works.
Okay.
And it's a great record. It's got everything from hard and heavy to kind of like some of those subsequent records that came through later. It was kind of right between all that. Right between all that stuff they did in the 70s and then moving into the 80s. It was right in between all of that stuff. So it was kind of the bridge. And they had two rockers on there. Sleep Alone is one, and what the hell? I can't think of the other one right now. But Sleep Alone, they start off with that same jump, and you're like, okay, wait.
Yeah. I think there's another song that does that too. I'm forgetting which one it is, but I'd have to hear it. But there's another song that I compare to Another Thing Coming as well. There's a couple that have that opening bass lick.
It's really
or
cool.
Is it bass or no? They play that. What is that? Is that an A?
It's guitar. Yeah,
it's guitar.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even have a guitar.
It's what Stevie T calls the gent.
The gent.
The gent. Gent.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of what that. Oh man, if only I can remember what that. I'm gonna find Passion Works here, and I'm gonna tell you what that song is because that's just gonna drive me nuts. But yeah, because I got to thinking, you guys have the single, and I thought, okay, so what comes next? How Can I Refuse? That's the other one. How Can I Refuse
Okay.
and Sleep Alone on that Passion Works album. Jonathan Cain co-wrote Allies on that from Journey and the Babies. Their keyboard player, he co-wrote Allies, which is on that album, and it's really, really cool. Really cool.
John Cain's great too.
Yeah.
You know, he's got a lot of great stuff. I mean, I'm hoping to go see them at Hershey Park Stadium.
Oh yeah.
This summer, but I mean, we've got so many dates coming up. It's going to be a really, really busy next 2 weeks because, you know, I'm really, really looking forward to the Sammy Hagar tour. I've seen some videos that make me a little skeptical on Joe Satriani.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited because, you know, I'm such a 5150 fan. You know, I don't want to get into an argument right now. 5150 is my favorite Van Halen record.
Well,
I would say Van Halen 1 is my second favorite, you know, so it goes back and forth. I'm not like a Sammy or a Dave guy. I'm a Van Halen guy. I'm a Van Halen guy. I'm not a Sammy or a Dave guy.
Nope. That's it.
But I will say 5150 is my favorite record, then Van Halen 1. And then I might say 1984 and then maybe For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge.
Really?
It's hard. It's hard.
That's interesting.
You know, I mean, like, come on, 1984, that's on nobody's top 3. But it's like that one's got Jump, it's got Panama, it's got Hot for Teacher. I mean, come on.
It's got Drop Dead Legs, it's got House of Pain, it's got I'll Wait, one of the greatest ballads out of the 80s that nobody talks about.
Yeah, but Van Halen 1 is just like
Van Halen 1,
even though 5150 is my favorite, Van Halen 1 is the example of a perfect record. There's not a bad song on that record.
No.
It is the all-time. I would say that's probably the greatest Van Halen record, but 5150 is my favorite. You know, I try to separate. You know, a lot of people's favorites are also what they say is the greatest. I think Van Halen is the greatest band of all time, but my favorite band is Warrant. Then maybe Bon Jovi. You know, I gotta say Poison. Then, you know, I think Van Halen is definitely up there. I think they're the greatest band of all time. But, you know, I think, you know, like Van Halen, I would throw Aerosmith into one of the greatest. You know, a couple bands that aren't my favorite. Like, I'm not a big Queen guy, but I think you gotta throw Queen up there. I think you gotta throw Zeppelin up there. And like none of those would be in like my top 5 favorites except for Van Halen. You know, I think, you know, it's you gotta be a character to actually say, you know, you could acknowledge another band that's not your favorite is, you know, like, you know, easily in the top 5 greatest bands of all time. I'm not a big Queen or Zeppelin person. You know, I think they're great, but it's like I could name 10 bands that I would rather listen to that I love way more.
Yeah. And I think it comes down to what you like about a band. How do you describe a favorite band? Do you want a band that has the majority of their albums? You can sit there and tell them what songs are on them. And you can also say there's not a clunker in the bunch, you know, whereas Queen, I can say there are albums that I don't need to own. I love Queen, though. Don't get me wrong. I am a big Queen fan, but there are albums.
I like some songs.
There are albums that I don't, you know.
Fat Bottom Girls. I like producing. You know, I like the sounds that certain albums have, and there's the Fat Bottom Girls. You know, has that like that kick that just sounds big, and then you got Tie Your Mother Down. It's got, you know, a great fun lick and all that.
Yes.
What? Okay,
Metal Torso says, I have 3 favorites for any emotion. Soundgarden, Searching with my third. Let's see, Searching, My Third Eye Blind, and Cheap Trick, Surrender. I love that song. Ramones, I Want to Be Sedated. Great songs.
Yeah,
those are great.
Yeah, those are all great.
Yeah. Now, what's a song?
Dragon Force.
I just can't do Dragon Force.
I'm not a Dragon Force guy.
I get it, and there's a lot of talent there, but it's just too much for me. I'm like, okay, hold on. It's just, and I'm like, okay, no, it's not sexy enough for me. I think that's my part.
Yeah. I mean, you got that one solo, Through Fire and Flames. Oh my God, I hope I didn't mess that up, that name. And that, that's a very recognizable solo, but I've never really gotten to the music. Wasn't the singer, didn't he sing for Skid Row for a bit?
He may have.
Yeah,
I
I
just
think
saw the
so.
video the other day where the dude jumped up and his guitar fell apart.
Oh, geez. Oh, yeah.
Do you see that?
He hits it on his leg, right? He holds the whammy bar.
Something like that.
Is that them?
The neck just snaps. So
right.
yeah, it's crazy. Let's see. I have Alexa playing it. I do like it so far. He's liking the Dragon Force that she suggested. Now there's so much great music out there that's people have never heard, which is another reason why we're talking, because I believe in this stuff. I believe in what I call not the music industry, but the industry of music, which is we as musicians and those of us who bring that to the forefront with stuff that you say people don't make music like that anymore. No, they do. You just aren't going to hear about it unless somebody's talking about it. And
right.
It doesn't make anybody the greatest in the world. It just means, hey, there's still good times to be had. Rock and roll is not dead, and there's a lot of great stuff out there still coming, for all those genres. So,
of course, yeah.
I know that. Do you need to get rolling? Do I need to let you get rolling? Or are you doing all right?
Shortly. I mean, like, I'm not on a massive time crunch.
But I don't want to throw you off for the day. So
a few more minutes. I mean, I'm cool. I know
okay.
Dave said 20 to 30, but I'm enjoying the conversation.
Okay, cool.
So
yeah. So where do you feel that well, I'm so sorry. Let's skip that. You've got a lot of gigs. So having this single, your other song, and Redline, what are some of the other things? How long of a gig did you play opening for Night Ranger yesterday?
It was 40 minutes. And
40 minutes.
Think, 40 minutes is a really, really comfortable set. I wouldn't headline with 40 minutes, but for an opener,
an opener, it's nice.
Yeah. For an opener, it's nice because, you get to be short and sweet. Because I think a lot of people hate openers. So a lot of people are against them because, they see them as, an extra weight, like, I just want to get to the person I bought the ticket for. So when you aren't dragging out for so long and you have 40 minutes to just put on a really good show and keep it really, really sweet, it's good as an opener, man. I know a lot of people just want long shows and want to play forever. Dude, I mean, if you have 40 minutes, that means that you could just, nobody has, okay, I'm not gonna say nobody. Not a whole lot of people have over an hour of amazing, amazing content. There'll be shows of my favorite bands that have, an hour and a half set. And, you got maybe 5-10 minutes, you maybe even more where you're just feeling a little bit like, okay, let's get to the next song or something like that. No matter who you are. And I think when you have 40 minutes, that gives you the opportunity to not have those 5-10 minutes that you get a little boring. You have the pace going, and it's just 40 minutes is a really, really great set. We've done longer before. We've done an hour and 15. I think we've almost done 2 hours before. The longer it gets, the more covers we actually have to fill in instead of originals. Right. So I think 40 minutes is a great mix of cover and originals until we get more originals out.
Yeah.
And I think we're playing in Vegas. I think that set it's 50 minutes, and I think we're playing at the Whiskey A Go-Go opening for Faster Pussycat, and I think that's 30 minutes.
Okay.
So yeah,
and you get to play along. You get to open for my buddy from here in St. Louis, Sam Bam Colton.
Yeah, Sam's cool. We've talked on several occasions. He's really cool.
Yeah, when you see him, tell him Stu says hello from St. Louis. Yeah, he and I jammed together at some open jams here and played. One of them, we played Queen, and the guy who was running the jam, he's like, "What do you want to do?" I said, "This song." He goes, "Who's singing it?" I go, "Well, you are." I said, I've never sung it and played it at the same time. So we do Tie Your Mother Down, and he did it like, and I'm talking about the other guy, not Sam, but Sam and I had to follow along. He played it like, let's just say 3 times the speed. Instead of
really, it was
like, what the hell are you doing?
That's already a fast riff down.
I'm like, I really had to think about it then. I'm like, oh shit, how am I doing this? But yeah, Sam, what an outstanding guy. He's
cool. I met him. He I think I was 18 when I think he had just joined the band. They played the N3 Rock Festival. I don't know if you know what the N3 Rock Festival is.
Yep.
It's out here in Maryland.
Yeah.
And I was so shocked because, they're all older bands and, all of them, I respect the energy that they had when they were my age. And when you go, you know what they were, and that they put on the best performance they can for what their age was. You can't expect them to play like they were 20 again. Right. And Faster Pussycat stepped up, and then you had Sam there, and he was, his stage presence was, something that the rest of the guys, of any other band could put on. And Faster Pussycat was just so tight, and they were just great. Sam is awesome.
Yeah, they really feed off of him well, and I think that's the beauty of a band, man. And I hope you guys have that as the band matures and as you get tighter, and I hope you have that, because that is, man, if you don't have mates you can draw from, it's no fun.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Everybody has problems with that. Everybody has bands that, have had past members that, you can't do it with.
Yeah. Yeah. When I hear about that, I'm like, no, I get it.
Yeah. That's why, as a band at our level, it seems, absurd, but like all of us, we're like 4 hours apart.
Right.
That's why, getting local kids to do this, you lose the quality, because you got a good guy in every town, and you got some average players in every town.
Yeah.
But it's like, you can't just have one good person and and the rest of them be the rest of the local guys. That's why we all drive 4 hours just for practice, is we are respectfully the best fit for what we do within a 4 hour range.
Well, and I'll tell you what, doing that really make sure that you hope when you're doing that it puts your mind on focus, and you're like, okay, I'm not going to drive 4 frickin' hours to take a piss. I mean, I gotta, I gotta take it seriously.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then, so then when's your next show?
What's today? Today, Wednesday. We are playing Friday at Vamped in Las Vegas.
Wow. And who all's going to be there?
So it's a co-headline show with this younger band called Ratchet Dolls.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay. I just checked them out last night.
Yeah, it's a co-headline event with them. I think they've played there before. So, we've never played in Vegas, so we're not skeptical about our draw, because that makes us sound bad, but any band ever, no matter how big you are, the first time playing in a town, when you're offered, a headline or a co-headline gig, it's a little nerve-wracking. So they're going on, it's a co-headline event, but they're going on after us because they've played there before, but it'll be a really, really fun show. And then the day after that, we're playing the Whiskey.
Wow. I'm excited for you, man. That would be cool. I'd love to do something like that. I've always just been local. Started when I was 36, so gotten into bands, and then so it's all been just local stuff, which is fine. That's
that comes full circle to me now, because there's this venue in Northern Virginia called the Tally Ho Theater, 800-person venue, and I've opened up for national acts there, like Lita Ford, Faster Pussycat. Oh no, I haven't done Faster there, but I've seen them there. It's Firehouse, Lita Ford, Lynch Mob, other bands and stuff. I've seen Wasp there. I've seen John 5 there. It's a cool rock and roll club, and I've been the opener there. And now we are having our first ever headline show ever, and it's going to be there at the venue I've played at several times, and it's cool actually witnessing in person the transition and watching a band grow, even for all of our people back home, and watching us become, not so much an opener at this venue anymore. Now we're actually getting to headline this venue that I've seen national acts at, and tickets are doing good, and everything is great, and we're actually able to headline now. So
when
it's
is
cool.
That happening?
August 9th.
August 9th.
It's an end of the summer party, as I'm saying. You know, it's right
Sweet.
before all my friends go back to college.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm still at the age where all my friends get, you know, especially it's hard to do a show in the winter, or not in the winter, but you know, the fall and spring.
Yeah.
Because all my friends are at college, you know, in my age group. So unless you're playing in a college town, it's hard to get all of them out there.
Yeah.
So it's right before all of them go back to college, and it'll be a really cool end of summer party.
Do you have any tracks that you're working on right now that you're hoping to have ready for that? We can end with this question.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to, you know, I love doing covers so much. I don't want to, you know, I'm not labeling us as a cover band and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to have, you know, 5 original tracks for that night, you know, and we'll probably do 5, 6 covers too.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a few more, but it's like we're going all out for this, you know, because you know, we got video walls now that we're going to have behind us. You know, we're bringing ramps and stuff, big cryo cannons, big, you know, big light systems and everything. Like, we're going all out, you know, because it's our first opportunity that we have, that we don't have to set our fucking drum set up in front of another one.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yes.
it's a real headline show for us. So we're just going all out. Like I said, a high production video walls too and everything. So we're making it look like a high production show that even bands bigger than me don't do.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's your favorite cover tune that you guys do?
Oh my God, don't ask me that question.
Okay, I never did.
It's hard. It's hard. I mean, I think Youth Gone Wild fits us the best.
Yeah.
That one's really fun to do. I've never not done that one before. Every single set we do that. I love doing Shot at the Devil because the crowd engagement on that one is great, and we do that in a higher key than the recording. Fuck me.
Right.
So, you know, that shit's already high, you know. It's way up there. I shouldn't have done that and not warmed up. But,
see now. Remember to take your pliers with you to practice.
Yeah.
They go right down here and pinch.
We've, you know, in November we did an arena show with Brett opening up for him, and we wanted to just, you know, shock everybody. So we came out, you know, the first song we did was Still the Night.
Oh,
because that, you know, that's known, you know, you don't cover that song. That song is ridiculous. And we came out doing it, and now we do it at every single show because it's so fun and it's so good. And that's my comfort song now. It was so hard at first, but it fits so perfectly in my range.
Right.
And it's just like, I could do it drunk. You know, I would never perform drunk, but it's like, it's one of those songs that it fits so comfortably for me now. And it's such a crowd pleaser.
That's
Everybody
awesome.
loves it.
That's
so
awesome.
I like that. And then I also love doing Cat Dragged In, Look with Cat Dragged In and Fallen Angel too. So those are some fun ones too. So we got a longer list of things that we do, but it's like, those are the main ones. We definitely, I would say, Shot at the Devil, Youth Gone Wild, Still the Night. We've added Animal to the set by Def Leppard because that really shows our harmonies.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go.
You know, songs that, you know, we could use as a showcase. So really all of those that I just kind of named.
Yeah. That's outstanding, man. Well, good. Well, I'm happy for you, man. I mean, proud of you too. Geez whiz. I mean,
thank you.
Getting into, you know, like I say, you know, opening for some of these bands and just it's for me, it's not about, hey, I'm opening for these guys. You know, there's a part of us that we can't help it. It's like, hey, I'm opening for these guys. But there's also a part of it that's just like, this is where I belong. I'm excited to be here in and amongst all these musicians and these bands, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Well,
man.
Good. Well, awesome. Well, I'll let you get to it, man. And I'll continue on with the show. I will definitely keep in touch. And your dad's book is going to be right in front of me tonight. I'll start on it tonight.
Awesome.
And I can't wait to hear the new track. And in the meantime, everybody keep your eyes open for Here Is the Song. Once again, Young, Wild, and Free. The link for it is down below. Check it out. There you go. And here's a couple other shots. There we go. And there's the band. And we will see you guys real soon. Thanks again, Gavin. And we will talk to you soon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Take it easy, buddy. Have a great gig.
Take care. See ya.
All right, folks. So It looks like we're an hour in. So let me go to the comments here. So you know what else we have going on? Oh, that's very sweet. That was fun. I'm glad everybody was here for that. And it's great talking to these guys that are the younger musicians and bringing in some of this music. And doing the stuff that, people love this kind of stuff, and they need to know that there's something new coming. And it's not the only thing that they do. It may be a single and the first thing that they've done as a band. But thank you so much. That always means a ton. And so it's good. It's good to see that, and know that people will dig it. There's going to be a lot of people out there that dig it. There might be some people out there that maybe don't dig it as much, but the music is still being made. Rock and roll is still alive and kicking. And to know that these guys, like I say, Gavin's 22, that these guys in this band are opening for a band that I saw in 1985 here at Six Flags on the Seven Wishes tour. And that wasn't even right at the start of their career. I mean, that was, a few albums in, Seven Wishes for Night Ranger. So a great show that they did, and put out a video for that. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is stop talking about that. And then you saw what we had going on also. If you look at the graphic once again, below Gavin Evick, a live chat, is the latest vinyl integration. So what I'm going to do is, you can see I've kind of set the camera. I'm going to do this. I'm going to give it just a skosh of a turn, because you can see we have to get to the end there. So we got to start over here. And remember the stack that I got the other day? Fortunately, I'm sending a couple of them to Share Ross down there in Florida. So I don't have to put those in. But we do have a bunch of new albums. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these on my chair, and I'm going to move this back. All right. And of course, I was working around the house today. So let me see if I can get this chair there. That's perfect. That's going to be great. All right. So I'll leave it right there. Got to move this just a skosh. All right. So let's do this. And we're going to get these up here. There's a whole stack. The hair is in the way, of course. All right. Are you ready? Here we go. All right. Ooh, mammoth, right? All right. So what do we got first? We've got to get Mr. Bryan Adams in. All right. So let's see where we start with Bryan Adams. He's going to be right here at the beginning. Can you see okay? You see what I'm doing? Okay, good. All right. I could probably sneak that in here without taking these out. Here's the Reckless album. All right. I think that's the only other. Let's see. What do I? Oh, no. I bought this a while back. It's Only Love single, maxi single. That was pretty cool. Had to pick that up. The price was right. Let's take a look. I think that's, yeah. So let's take Bryan, and I think we can slide him in. I try to leave just a little bit of room so that it's not, squishy. There are times where we might not mind squishy, but that ain't one of them. We don't need to be having squozed in there. We got the babies. All right. So the babies are going to be right here still too. And this baby, what I told you, a twin. So here we go. There you go. I'm going to leave this sticker on it so that I know that what version this is. Because guys, I got to be honest. There's been times where I buy these extra albums, and like British Lions, I've forgotten which one was my original. So it's kind of bad. It's kind of bad, kind of sad. So bad, so sad. Well, The Edge, I'm going to tell you, and that's the name of the album. It's, wow, On the Edge. It's different. This new one is different. Now, if I look at the side, first of all, it reads better, but the red is better. And on my original copy, the text is white. Whereas on this one, it's yellow. I wonder if that's a difference in its print time, because I think I bought mine as a cutout later down the line. That's very interesting. I might have to look at that. Now, I don't know. It's getting a little squishy. So we may have to, I don't know, maybe I can sneak this in. just one more. All right, I think I've got, is that a copy of the best of? Okay. So I have a copy of the best of Bachman Turner Overdrive. And then, okay, I know it goes before that. All right. Rock and Roll Nights. Now, Randy Bachman was not on this album. This is Rob Bachman, Jim Clench, who was in April Wine. And then it's got Blair Thornton and C.F. Turner. So just no Randy, but it's got Jim Clench in it. All right. Now that is too squishy. So if I had to do anything else up there, I would take it apart. But I don't, so I won't. All right. So we'll just start taking it apart from here. Okay. Because what do we have? We got Box of Frogs, which, if you guys remember, British Lions, John Fiddler is in Box of Frogs. So I ended up with 2 of those. So what am I going to do? This is the first Box of Frogs album. So I'm going to take Strangeland and put it in front because they go in together. All right. So let's figure out where we got to go here. We got 2. Let's see what else do we have? Jackson Brown's going to have to go in there. Alice Cooper has to go in there. What about the Dregs? See, I think the Dixie Dregs maybe at the, no, that's the other one. Okay, good. All right, so that one, yeah, we probably better take this apart. If I've got to get 3 albums, 4 albums in there, we're taking it apart. All right, so let's do that. So let's start down here, and I do have these separators now, which is kind of a cheesy idea, but I just ordered a brand new printer so I can make my own dividers now. All right, so we're going to do that. But in the meantime, let's take these records out. Sometimes I don't love taking these out because I feel like I got to be careful. You don't want to do too many because then you start pinching the end of it, and you don't want to do that. I mean, you may not mind, but I don't want to do it. Because if you guys remember, that was my big thing when I bought records, is taking all of a certain album out and then seeing which one had the best edge to it. All right, so I'll move these on down. Now, since we didn't have to move anything, all I got to do is go to the BO. Here's, what do I have here? Martin Briley. Okay, so that's not BO. It's not BO. We got some bread. Bowie. So WX. Boom. There you go. Let's take both of these Box of Frogs. Come here. Come here, frogs. We'll just slide those right in. All right. And then we'll put these in. What's next? Jackson Brown. Brown's going to come after Brooks. So there's my Garth Brooks box set. There's Brothers Johnson. All right. And what do we have next? John Butcher. All right. So Brothers. All right. So there we go. Jackson Brown after the Brothers Johnson. There we go. Now we got Alice Cooper. All right. Because all of the C's are here, which seems strange. Seems very strange that all the C's are right there. Seems like the C section, that's not funny. The C section would be bigger, right? There's Clapton. There's Christmas. I'll show you that sometime soon. My favorite Christmas album, Climax Blues Band. All right. Phil Collins. I like Phil Collins. Commodores. Cooper. There you go. All right. So School's Out, I do believe, was 1973. And I think Killers. So there's Love It to Death. All right. Here's Killers. And then it came out after Killers, I do believe. I may have to double check that, and I may be wrong, so don't kick me in the ass. Oh, by the way, speaking of wrong, I said something wrong the other day. Not like I said something wrong and somebody slapped me. I just mean I gave you wrong information. When I was talking about Burning Witches, not talking about Burning Witches, but talking about Burning Witches, the band. Because remember, they didn't burn witches, they burned women. So when I was talking about them, I was talking about that new album, The Dark Tower, and it is not the first release with Courtney Cox on it. It's the first release that they're promoting on tour with Courtney Cox. I am very excited for the next Burning Witches album that is going to have Courtney Cox on it. I'm eager to see how the writing's going to be, who's going to write, is there going to be a collaboration stuff with Courtney and all that kind of stuff. So really excited about it. But anyway, she was not on that record. So just to let you know, I understand when I make a mistake. I don't like it because I like to think that I know what I'm talking about, but sometimes we make mistakes. Don't we? Yeah, we do. All right, so there's the Cutting Crew maxi single. Then what do we have? There's Roger Daltrey. So let's put our marker back in place for the D's. All right, now what do we have left over? We've got Charlie Daniels through Darling Cruel. We have 3 of those. Okay, so let's get, and what do we have? This goes in with the Dixie Dregs. So this is when the Dregs had this album. They'd gone into the 80s, and on this record, Unsung Heroes, which is interesting because they all have no mouths, right? And here you go. This is Rod Morgenstein, who is the drummer in Winger. So there you go, all the way back then. This is a fantastic record if you've never heard Unsung Heroes. Oh, and I'm sorry, I need to turn on the chat here and take a look. What do we got going on? La 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 la. Yeah, look at that. This needs like a salute. Rock and roll will always be around as long as America is free. That needs a big old salute. Thank you. Yeah, these are great. We're not worthy. My favorite part is when they finally do the "we suck." That's one of my favorite parts. Now I gotta watch that. I love that. And do you remember who was noodling around on guitar in that scene that was playing for Alice Cooper at the time? And who was sitting by there was a girl with him, and he was sitting by standing by the lamp, and he's going, and then he stops. You know who that is? And what band he joined right after that? Let's see here. So now we got to get down here, and I'm just gonna pull these markers out because it's not gonna help, because we are gonna have to move some stuff, and I got to do this. I want to see if we can do this quickly. So, All right, sorry, Charlie Daniels and Darling Cruel fell over. All right, so we're gonna move those over here by this custom guitar of mine. I'll show you that in another time. I don't want to get too far off. All right, so we only have a few. So we're just going to do this. We're going to move these over. Do you guys mind if I sit down here real quick? That'll make this go a little faster and a little more comfortably. But there we go. All right. So we're going to shove that over, shove this over. We got to shove everything over. All right. Okay, so Charlie Daniels and Darling Cruel. Put those right down in here. And then we have David and David. Anybody remember those guys? David and David. Welcome to the Boomtown. All right. So now we're looking to get the Dregs in with the Dixie Dregs. All right. There's Def Leppard. Devo. That's my buddy Jeff. My buddy Jeff and I. All right. We're getting close. There's Dire Straits. Here's Disney. Back when Disney was good and a family industry. Not like now. Not like ever since they bought Miramax. What a joke. What a joke. All right, look at this. Here's one for you. Did I show you this one before? Dog Soldier. I actually saw this. I saw Dog Soldier, that album. There it is. That's what I was trying to find. The Dogs D'Amour. That's Bam Ross. That's Cher's husband. Is in that band. Wow. I got to look at that more later. Okay, let's do that. Later, not now. There is Doc Holliday. Doc Holliday. What is this one? Okay. Yeah. Willie Dixon. Okay, Willie Dixon. So it's right here. So Dixie Dregs. We are going to take this Dregs album. We're going to slide that right in here. What's next? Foreigner. So we don't have to do that one yet. So let's move all these. We're into the E's right here. All right, we're easing into the E's. All right, now we're in the F's. There's Firefall. FM. Boy, we're close. Fogelberg. You know, we're going to have to put that Foreigner in here before we're done. All right, we got Fog Hat. I have 3 copies of one of my favorite albums, rock and roll albums of all time, Stone Blue. What a great Fog Hat record that is. That album kicks ass. Used to hang out with my friend in his basement. We'd crank that record. All right, so what do we got coming? We got Glenn Frey. So that means, now hold on a second. Glenn Frey, there's Frankie and the Knockouts. Hold on. I didn't put Foreigner in yet. There it is. Okay. Foreigner and Frampton. There we go. Inside information. If you've never heard inside information, do it, because you're missing out if you haven't heard it. I will admit that at that time, Lou Gramm, in an interview I saw recently, wasn't thrilled about the keyboard style that Mick Jones was going for. He said he bought all kinds of keyboards. Okay, so Genesis, that's where we ended there. Gold and Platinum comes after that, so we know we're all right. All right. Now, since we got a new setup, we have to go over there. Okay, so I'm going to move this a skosh. I'm going to do that. I'm going to move this a skosh and give me some more room. All right. Let's move this. The things we don't think about when we decorate. How about that? Yay. Okay. So this is me. Hi. All right. So here we go. What do we got? Dividers. Let's get those moved. All right. Still moving as fast as we can here. All right. We're going to get a nice big stack out of here. Ooh, Journey. Outstanding. All right. Again, we don't need to take a million out. That should about do it right there. I got this one piece that I put in here, and it keeps getting crooked. I hate it. It drives me bananas. All right. So let's do a little shift here. Get these pushed over. What are we looking at here? Ooh, Iron Maiden. Hot diggity. 12-inch singles with some killer covers. Okay, stop it. All right, so there you go. Let's get a few Genesis albums, which are Genesis and Invisible Touch, and a 12-inch single of Tonight, Tonight, Tonight. All right. Somebody who's just tuning in is like, what is he saying tonight for 3 times? It's Genesis, man. Get with it. All right, Gold and Platinum. So we're looking at, what is this? Godly and Cream, okay? So, no, that's Grand Funk. Ooh, we've already passed it up. So there's Gorky Park. That passes it up already. Ian Gom, we just got that not long ago, so we're close. And Andrew Gold, all right? So let's put this, I think we're going to put this Gold and Platinum, I think we're going to put that before Andrew Gold. I think that makes sense. All right, so we'll do that. Now, who's next? What's next? What's next? Oh, here, not that way, this way. Ah, look at that. It's Dan Hartman. So we got to look for Dan Hartman. So we're going to wait because we got to get through the H's, into the H's. And I see Sammy Hagar. And there's Dan Hartman. So look at this. This is the album before the one I'm getting ready to put in. Now, what's important about this album is called Instant Replay. And on it is, if I am correct, Vincent Cusano is on this record. And that, of course, would later on, he would go on to be Vinnie Vincent. Vincent Cusano would also be in a band. He would be part of a band that he created called Treasure. I think I have that on vinyl over here or on CD, something over there. All right. So anyway, Dan Hartman's right there. So let's get this Dan Hartman, put it right in there. All right. There we go. Now we got Hawkwind, Head East, really killer stuff. I'm not dicking around here. This is good stuff. All right. We got another Horse Lips. Now I have a copy of this. This one's going to be a twin, but it's sealed. Aliens. Sealed Aliens by Horselips. So let's find Horselips. There they are right there. And it's going to be before The Man Who Built America. So we'll slide it right in there. I thought I had another copy. I thought I had a copy of Aliens. Maybe I don't. Maybe this is my first copy. That's exciting. My first copy of Aliens. And it's sealed. That's pretty cool. Which means what? It means I may not keep it sealed. It means I may go ahead and open it and play it. Because right now it's the only one I've got, so it's not about collecting, it's about listening, right? There's Ian Hunter. We still got to get an H in here. So where are we here? What's this? What's this red one here? Oh, Hydrogen City. So that's going to go in here. And what goes before that? Howlin' Wolf. So we're perfect. Howlin' Wolf, Ian Hunter, and Hydrogen City. All right, what's next? What do we got? What do we got? Oh, Joe Jackson, Night and Day. What a great record. What a great artist. That guy had so much good stuff. Although my friend, I got her a copy of Jump and Jive, and I get it. She just wasn't really into it. Didn't love it. Wasn't a huge fan of it. What do we got here? Jackson. So that's Michael Jackson. There's Joe Jackson. There's Look Sharp, I'm the Man. And then we have Beat Crazy. What a great album that is, Beat Crazy. Bunch of cool swing tunes. And then here you go. There you go, big band. I said it wrong. It's Jump and Jive. Jump and Jive. And then we've got Night and Day. We're going to slide that right in there. Get back to the Michael Jackson. And then what's next? What do we got up? What is next? Oh, Gord's Gold. Gordon Lightfoot. Double album set. I don't know what the condition is. That's not my point. But the point is, this is a double album. I got it for $1. And it looks like it's in pretty good shape. So Gordon Lightfoot. So this is all J, so we don't have to worry about that. We can just put everything back. Whatever will fit. We'll see what we come up with when we're done here. Billy Joel. There's a great record. We'll talk about all these records if you'd like. Eventually. Coming up on my band, Judas Priest, that I was just talking about. There's Journey right there. All right. Looks like we got room for a few more here comfortably, so that if we did get something new, we could kind of just slide it in instead of these massive runs that I make to these record stores, right? My hair's getting all messy. It's terrible. All right. So now, what do we have left? I got a bunch of Judas Priest left. There's a nice little stack. Do you see that? Everything from Hero, Sin After Sin. We got Stained Class, Hellbent for Leather, Killing Machine. And then I have a 12-inch single of Rock Forever from Killing Machine. And we've got Unleashed in the East. So that's what's left. All right. So we'll scoot those over there. And Gordon Lightfoot's going to go in here somewhere, right? All right, so here we go. Let's get these guys out of the way. There's Led Zeppelin, so Gordon's going to go all the way here. Gordon, yeah, he's going to, so this is going to be interesting. We don't have to take out everything. Let's do that again. Not everything, all right? Let's move these down. So, ooh, a bunch of Kiss. That's up there. My Kiss stuff is right here. All right, so we got Kiss, Kingston Trio. That's the big red box, Kingston Trio. Kansas. Ooh, I love Kansas. One of my all-time favorites. All right, let's grab these Judas Priest albums we were talking about. Put these right up here. And what's next after the ones we just put in? Point of Entry. You know, you remember the Judas Priest album, Point of Entry. We're here in the States. It looked like a Pink Floyd album cover. Oh, when am I ever going to get done talking about that? Never. That's when. Never, ever, ever. Not going to happen. All right, let's get all these K's shoved back over. Look at that. There's the Kinks. First thing I'm going to do when I get my print. Okay, maybe not. Okay, maybe. First thing I'm going to do when I get this new printer is I'm going to make a new sheet cover for the Kingston Trio box set. Because this sucks. Not even going to show it to you. That's how bad it sucks. I'm not even going to do it. I just, as a graphic designer, I can't do it. All right, so this is our stuff that was, oh, you know what? This might work out. I might be able just to slide this in. All right. Nope, sorry. Nope. Still got to put this in. So we're going to go from Greg Lake to Led Zeppelin. All right. Greg Lake. All right, I am going to show you this one. If you've never heard this album, whoops, that's not the right one. Sorry. Well, where'd it go? What did I do? That's weird. It's so weird. Why is he going to be so weird? Where'd it go? Okay. Oh, I see. I know. All right. So if you've never heard this album by Greg Lake, it's his first solo record. It's self-titled, Greg Lake. There's a song on here called Nuclear Attack, and it was written by almost said Vinnie Moore, Gary Moore, and Gary Moore plays on it. So check out this album. It's really, really cool. Greg Lake solo album. Fantastic stuff. I want to do a song off of it in my band called I Love You Too Much. I'm going to have to take a quick little break here and check our chat. So there, we're up to Physical Graffiti by Led Zeppelin. Anything new in the chat? Sorry, I don't remember. I haven't seen 10 years or so. I got you. Who was on guitar with Alice Cooper? It was Steph Burns. Steph Burns would end up being a part of Y&T after they let go Joey Alves. So, yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Double album or for $1. I know, it's crazy. And Gordon Lightfoot, for crying out loud. If you've not seen his biography, check it out. It's really good. They put out a documentary about him not long ago. All right, so we're going up to Led Zeppelin, Physical Graffiti. I just saw a picture where somebody went to New York and checked out the building that's on the front. And they were holding the album, and then there was the building behind. It's kind of cool. So that building is in New York. All right, so let's just take out what we need. Just a few. Don't have to go crazy. All right. There we go. All right, what do we take it back to? Oh, these are songs from movies. This was a piece of vinyl I found called Movie Greats. All right, and it's got the Jaws theme, Back to the Future theme, Somewhere in Time theme, Fletch. Remember that? It's got Axel F, 2 songs by Harold Faltermeyer. It's got Flying from E.T. It's got the song from The Sting, The River, Jesus Christ Superstar, Out of Africa, the theme from Love Story, and wow, 2 songs from E.T. Holy shit! Don't you think you could have put like a Indiana Jones song on here or something? Do you have to put 2 songs from E.T. on here? Come on, you can do better than that. You can do better than that. All right, so now, okay, do you guys know what's wrong with me right now? Okay, don't answer that. Please don't answer that. We got to get this in here, right? We didn't do it. Little Angels. I see Little Angels. Well, it's going to have to go before that. All right, so Lightfoot. What do we got here? Limelighters. So we got it. Wow. Oof. Did I ever drop? Oh, there's my band, Libra. All right, so Libra, Lightfoot, Limelighters. There you go. Limelighters were like Kingston Trio. They were one of those folk bands. If you've never seen The Mighty Wind, check it out. It's a fun movie, and it's about all those kind of folk bands in that kind of time frame. Oh, shnikes. Okay, we made a big mistake here. I hate when I do this. It happens when I'm yapping. We got to move all these back over. All right, because we got to get these Led Zeppelin albums in. Led Zeppelin through to, look at that, Julian Lennon, which means there's a John Lennon album in there too. A couple of them, actually. All right. There we go. Now let's get all that shoved back over. I see little, whoop. I saw Little River Band, and whoop, I didn't get Little River Band back in its right spot, so I almost missed it. So this is going to be a twin because I own this record. There you go. We got a twin. Now it's going to be real easy for me to keep these separated, but I will leave the label on this. But it's real easy because this one I bought for $1.99 is in better shape than the one I bought years ago. Even though, like I told you the other day, I keep pretty good care of my records. But when I saw this for $1.99, I'm like, yeah, because it's in better condition than mine. All right, now what's next? Mammoth. We got Mammoth. All right, that's going to go in here. All right, so let's move these down. Down, 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 and burn and ring of fire. All right, here we go. What do we got? What do we got? Where are we? Metallica. Ooh. All right, Metallica. What do we got here? Brian May. All right, we're going to have to go before that. What do we got here? This is Johnny Mathis. Got to go before that. Steve Martin. Got to go before that. What do we got here? Manfred Mann. All right, so Manfred Mann. All right, do we go by Manfred? No, we go by Manfred. Right? Right. Got to go before that. What is this? I know what this is. It's Barry Manilow. I'm going to go see him next week. How about that? Pull that in your pipe and smoke it. Ooh, Yngwie Malmsteen's Rising Force. All right, so we know what's going to be after that. Thank you very much for knowing that. And we've got Howie Mandel. So there's our spot. That's our Mammoth spot. All right. There we go. Whoop, it's backwards. Go easy. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. God forbid, don't ruin it. What's next? What do we have? Oh, Mannheim Steamroller, Fresh Air, the first Fresh Air. We're going to go right here because we got to figure out where it goes because some of my other Mannheim Steamrollers aren't in here because they're over there. There's Frank Marino. What do we got here? Manfred Mann. All right, and that's Mannheim. All right, let's put it after that then, and before Barry Manilow. All right, there we go. This was a great record. Still is. Chance by Manfred Mann's Earth Band, who I do believe recorded 4 Bruce Springsteen songs. Okay, now what's next? What do we need? We got something else we need to get in? Yeah, we do. Randy Meisner. Now, this is the album that came out 1978, and the very first song on here, called Bad Man, is the song that was on the movie FM. And if you don't know what that is, it looks like this. I have it on Blu-ray, DVD, Laserdisc, and video, VHS. How sick is that? All right, but Bad Man was the Randy Meisner tune in that movie, and it is on this record, his self-titled album. And we are looking at McVicker, Meatloaf. What else we got here? Now we got Metal Church. They got a brand new album coming out, a brand new live piece coming out. Should be pretty cool. Randy Meisner, Metal Church. So it should go right before that. What's before Metal Church? Mellencamp. Mellencamp. All right, we got to go before Mellencamp. What else? There's Meatloaf. Okay, so we got Meatloaf, Dead Ringer, and then Meisner. What's this? I got another Randy Meisner album. I got one more song. Look at that. That's cool. So good. Yay. They have more family now. How about that? What's next? What do we got? Oh, Montrose. Oh my God. What a great record that is. And that's going to go right in here before Motley Crue. I have another Montrose album. Oh, you know what? But it's autographed, so it's not over here. It's not over here. It's over there. All right, so we have Money, Eddie Money. We got the Monkees. And we got Mott the Hoople, right? There's the Monkees. And the Moody Blues. Oh, I forgot about the Moody Blues. So good. This Monkees, Montrose, Moody Blues. How about that concert? Wouldn't that be a trip? The Monkees, Montrose, and Moody Blues. Alan Parsons project, Pyramid. This is going to be a twin. We're going to introduce it to its twin over here. So this is all going to be the M's. So we got to get that filled in, which is good because we can do that. Take a few of these records here, put those right in there, and we'll fill it up. There you go. All the voices of America. Here we go. Oh, come on now. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, okay. Pull this thing out. Okay, we got it? We got it. Okay, we got it, but wait. There's a board that goes in there, I thought. Where's the board? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, never mind. We'll figure it out later. Ain't no thing. Ain't no thing. All right, so now we're into the ends. And what do we got? Parsons. Okay. So we got to get this stack in. All right. So we're gonna be working our way all the way across. Woo, mama. Okay, so move these over here. Okay. Oh, how are we doing on time, Emma? What do we got? Oh, we're okay. We're doing okay. We're doing all right. Salvatore, what is up? How are you? Hey, great games last night, man. We're got to do that again real soon. Got to do it again. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure what we're playing tonight. Does anybody know what we're playing tonight? I haven't made myself privy yet. Oh man, I hate to think I got to put my hair back, but I might have to. It's getting hot. Getting hot. Okay, I think that should be enough. So again, bottom shelf. I'm sitting down, if you don't mind. What's next? Ooh, we got some Renaissance. I found 3 Renaissance records. My son was pretty impressed when I was telling him I got Renaissance. He's like, wow, they've had a lot of records. I'm like, I know. It's kind of crazy. Ooh, there's Bill Nelson's Red Noise. There's Queen. Ooh, there's Power Station. Hot diggity. What is that? Ooh, Partridge Family. Graham Parker and the Rumor. Ozzy. Okay. Rick Ocasek. All right, now we got Nazareth. If you never heard Expect No Mercy, check it out. It's a great record. All right. So there we go. Now we'll scoot these over. And what did I say? Alan Parsons. So let's get all of our O's together here. All right. Now, Alan Parsons right here. And there's our current copy of Pyramid. And here's our new copy of Pyramid. Our new old copy. All right. There we go. Now, what did I say was next? What did I say? I don't remember. Oh, Renaissance. 1, 2, and 3. All right. So we have Prologue. We have Turn of the Cards. Was after that one, and after that is Novella. And this one is a demonstration, not for sale. This one's a promo copy of Novella, which had 2 different covers. Okay, so we're gonna wait because we're in the P section, so Renaissance doesn't go there yet. Okay, we get that over. We got our Q section here. There's our R's with Jerry Rafferty. Gotta love Jerry Rafferty. There's Red Noise again, Bill Nelson. All right. Who is that? REO Speedwagon? Oh, that means Renaissance goes in here, because what is this? REM? I have an REM on vinyl? Okay. Not a big REM fan, but somebody must have given it to me. Okay, all 3 Renaissance are in. What's next? What is next? I don't know. I'm freaking out. Oh, the soundtrack to a great movie that I need to watch, Silverado. All right, these are all R's down here, so we are going to hold on to that one, and we'll just tighten these up and put stuff in after. All right, there we go. We're at David Lee Roth. David Lee Roth. Back in the day, David Lee Roth, man, he was the shit. But now, he's just kind of shitty. I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean that in just an observing way. It's not like I'm saying that he is, because he isn't, because He just kind of is. He's like over the top. I don't get it. I don't get it, and I'm not trying. Here we go. Everything is up now, so we're good. All right. Here we go. We're going to see if we can wrap this up pretty quick, and then we'll get back. Get to probably going to have a little dinner and relax a little bit before we do Go Game Go. All right, here we go. Scoot this stuff over. Looking at some Bruce Springsteen to Steely Dan to Jim Steinman. Steinman? I remember that when somebody was talking about meeting Sting. And he goes, Stingman? What kind of name is that for a young man? All right, here we go. What do we got? Saga? Okay, so we got to put these in. Not those. Not those, but these. All right. All right. So what do we got? Mitch Ryder. So is this the... All right, we've got a separator here because we got to put that in between. All right, so we got a separator. And then we get into the S's with Saga. Oh, man, Saga, what a great band. Santana. Scorpions. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. 6x6. I'm hoping it's going to work out. They got a prog stock happening out in New Jersey in October, and I'm hoping to be out there with my friend Ron and see 6x6 and meet Robert Berry face to face. That's what I'm hoping. Now, Silverado goes right in here by 6x6. We have Simple Minds. And what comes before Simple Minds? Simon and Garfunkel. Still with an M, so let's get past that. And what do we have here? Simon and Garfunkel still. And Shock Paris. So that goes right in there after Shock Paris and before Simon and Garfunkel. There we go. Okay, so what's next? What's next? What's next? We're almost there. Look at this. Another copy of Styx, Pieces of 8. What a great album that is. All right, so now we know that's going to go, that goes way over in here. In here? How's this go? Oh, it goes all the way across. Okay, I've just redone this. This is the first integration in the new area. So the first integration was in the old area, second one in the new area. All right, so here we go. Let's figure out what we got to do. We got a big stack down there starting with Jim Steinman. But wait, we need to put a few more in here to finish. So let's take Steinman. Now, how weird is this? Okay, so we're going with Jim Steinman. See that? Bad for Good. And we end this stack, Streets of Fire, for which he wrote the songs for the band that's in that movie. Wow, that is a freaking trip. It does, you know, those things just happen. I don't make them happen, they just happen. I mean, because I'm doing this, it happened, so I kind of made it happen, but not really. All right, so here we go. All right, what are we working on here? We got a bunch of U's going on here. Utopia, Uriah Heep, U2, UFO. All right, I'm gonna have to move this. Okay, now we can just move this on down. Ooh, Tubes Live, double album. I haven't shown that to my friend yet, who's friends with the guys in the Tubes. Now, Andrew Collier, who was on the show a while back, he has played for the Tubes. All right, so now we're going to grab this stick stuff. All right. And then we will make sure that that Pieces of 8 copy gets thrown in with those. You know what? This is my 4th copy of Pieces of 8. One's mine, one is my wife's, but I bought 2 other ones. And I was trying to remember if my son had it yet, and he does. He bought it himself when we were up there doing the record sale. All right, so Styx is in. What comes next? We're down to this short little stack. Trooper, 3 of them. Boom, boom, boom. All produced by Randy Bachman. How about that? That's pretty impressive. So these are going to go in to this box. So I'm going to move this. Why? Because I can. Because I know how. T&T. How about that? T&T. What else do we have here? Toto. Yeah. Toto. All right. So we got to keep an eye out here because we got Pete Townsend, Pat Travers, Triumph. There's Tubes. That's Tubes. That's Tubes. That is Robin Trower. So they go before that. Triumph. There it is. Triumph. 3 Trooper records. We've got the first album, and then we have Knock 'em Dead Kid and Hot Shots. So we're going to put all 3 of those right after Triumph. Oddly enough, they're from Canada. That's the Canadian section. All right. So now we need UFO, right? Go down here, get our stack. All right. Put that right up in there. We got UFO to, what is that? That's, well, why is that in there? Oh, because it's up in smoke. That's why. All right. So I was like, why is Cheech and Chong all the way over there? Because it's the soundtrack to Up in Smoke. That's why. That's why. Okay, we got to get that one out of there. Uriah Heep. That's as far as we go. All right. So we're going to do that. And then we'll do this. Now let's just take out enough. Let's not go crazy so we can finish this up. Okay. What's next? We had Trooper, Rick Wakeman, Bob Welch, Jesse Colin Young. Those are our last ones. 3 left. And I know this Rick Wakeman is going to be one of 3 maybe, because I've picked it up a couple of times lately. It just seems to be one of those albums that's out there now. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. If you've never heard Journey to the Center of the Earth by Rick Wakeman, check it out. I'll tell you what would be a damn good setting. Journey to the Center of the Earth by Rick Wakeman, followed by Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds. Holy shit, what a day that would be. Oh man, come on. You're just talking audio good shit right there. Ooh, that's tasty. I might have to do that. I'm not kidding either. That would be great. Okay, so there we go. All the way to Van Halen. Vandenberg and Van Halen. I saw Vandenberg open for Ozzy Osbourne. There we go. Vandenberg put a new album out not long ago. I don't know how many of the players were the original. Okay, so I just fit everything back in there. And it all fit. Okay, so, but what else do we have? We have Wakeman, Welch, and Young. So I'm going to have to move some stuff here because these are a little too tight. A little too tight for my liking. We'll take some of those out. There we go. Now, what was that? Zappa. Ship arriving too late to save a drowning witch. And there is Dweezil Zappa. All right. So let's just take these. Let's find out where Jesse Colin Young goes. There's Yes, Neil Young. So Neil, Jesse. Let's go before that. There's more Neil. What is this? Oh, Yipes. If you've never heard of Yipes, check that out. It's good stuff. All right, so we know that's going to go in there. Okay, so we got that. Now let's put that, prop that back up. Let's get us back to Welch, which I thought I had this album on vinyl. I don't. I did, maybe. I don't remember. I can't say for sure, so I'm not going to start screaming and bitching about, well, that one's disappeared too. I don't know. So anyway, I have 3 hearts. If you've never heard Bob Welch's solo stuff, these 2 albums are pretty much the pinnacle of his solo career. You've got French Kiss, which has Sentimental Lady, and it's got why can't I say Ebony Eyes is on it, and then 3 Hearts had the hit. The hit on here was, oh come on, Precious Love. I didn't read it. I didn't remember it, but it also has a cool song on it, which goes along with his song Hypnotized that he did in Fleetwood Mac. There's a song on here called The Ghost of Flight 401, which there was a book about that too. I started reading the book, but it got boring because all he kept talking about was all the different projects he was working on. I'm like, dude, just talk about the freaking Ghost of Flight 401. Shut up about, well, I was working on this and I probably should have been working on this. I'm like, just shut the hell up and talk about the Ghost, for crying out loud. I don't give a shit what you were doing. But by this point, I don't care. Okay, so what do we have? We have Rick Wakeman. Here's one copy. Here's two copies. And what comes before that? Ooh, John Waite. What is that called? It's called Mask. What was that one? I forgot. Mask of Smiles. All right, so we're going to put this in third, and we're going to leave the sticker on it again so that we know that I got it for $1. All right, there we go. We'll put that right in between the others, so it's a triplet. And it's going to go right before his double album, which is, I guess, not that easy to find. I'm not sure. It's expensive, though. Called Rhapsody. Really cool. I'm glad I have that. Glad I have that. That all goes right before my two copies of Joe Walsh. Those are great, but seriously, folks, what a great record that is, right? So, all right, so we're pretty much done there, I do believe. Let me look at the floor. All right, so we do have some things. I have some things I need to fit in over here, but I'm not going to right now because I'm not. All right, I am. All right, I'm going to take these out. These are shipping boxes that I've kept from shipments that I've gotten. And I am going to scoot these over because it is some stuff that I do need to sort, because some of this is for crafts because the albums are in such shitty condition. All right, so there we go. ZZ Top. The last one, Recycler, right? Recycler? Afterburner. Sorry, not Recycler. Recycler came after this. All right, I'm going to put that right in there. All right, and we'll just kind of lean that. We're just going to leave it as it is. All right, there we go. We just finished our second integration. Thanks for being here for that. And to hanging with Gavin, too. I hope you guys enjoyed that little talk. All right, let's see. Oh, let's see what we got here before we go. Streets of Fire. The cover did look great. It's a great record. One of my favorite songs by The Fix, and I'll tell you about my meeting up with The Fix years ago down the line here. But Deeper and Deeper was on that, and that was one of the songs they played on the radio station when I lived at home. Still, before I moved out, got married. But yeah, what a great song. Yeah. Deeper and Deeper. I don't know, they come up with these cool keyboard sounds. You're like, how'd you get that? RoboCop. It's one of my least favorite things from that movie, and one of the things that keeps coming up, and I just have to laugh every time. So thank you very much, Emma. I'll take it. I will take it. I'll buy that for $1. So all right. Have a great evening. I'll be back with Super Jeff, and we're going to be doing Go Game Go here at 7 o'clock. It's going to be here sooner than I think. So thanks, everybody, for being here. I look forward to seeing you there. And go out there and check out this tune, man. Young, wild, and free, and get kind of crazy. It's a kind of a fun song to play when you're doing some racing, maybe on your video games, maybe a little Mario Party fun, kind of throw it in, be a great track for that. So then we will look to talk to you guys real soon. I will be doing a quick lightning news flash again real soon, because I'll be getting back with the Midnight Devils from Australia. They're not from Australia. They're in Australia. So we're going to do one more thing from the road then soon. And then they're going to be in Japan. So we'll be doing some reports from the road with them from Japan. I'm going to start talking to a lot of these folks like Gavin. I need to get back with him and just say, hey, you're going to be doing this show. Let's do a quick, how's it going? Because you never know who's going to be there in the room. You never know where they're going to be. They might go, yeah, let's do it. I'm in the room with blah, blah, blah. And then you're like bitching. And, especially if we can get, why can't I think of it? Ratchet. Why can't I think of it? Anyway, why can't I think of it? I just listened to them. La 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 la. I can't find it. I will find it though before I go, because you need to know about these guys. Ratchet Dolls. Thank you. Appreciate me looking that up. So yeah, 4 members. They have a lead vocalist, guitarist, and then they have a woman who's singing some great harmonies and playing guitar as well. And then they have a bass player and a drummer. So check them out. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I listened to some of it yesterday just to kind of get familiar, because I knew they were going to be working with them. So pretty cool stuff. A lot of these bands. You know what? I even took a picture. Sorry. I even took a picture because I wanted to tell you about this. So let me see here. Let me see if I got it and I can put it up on the screen. I know I'm going on, but this is worthwhile. Let's see. Where is it? Here it is. Here it is. Okay. So if you dig kind of this hard rock stuff and it's, fun hard rock music, check these bands out. Here's a bunch of them. Paul Lydell's Scream, what is it called? Scream Therapy. There's Scarlet. There's the Midnight Devils, Madhouse, Jet Black Romance, Stone Whiskey, Wicked Smile. I jumped straight down. Wicked Smile. I jumped there because I'm a fan of Wicked Smile. Check them out. They're a lot of fun. Platinum Overdose, Rebel Queens, Shakedown Susies, Catalano, Love Razor, Aerodyne, what is that? Dirtbag Republic, White Tiger, interesting. Smoking Snakes, Steel City. That's my buddy Mike Floros. Lips is another one. Velveteen Queen and Playhouse. So check out some of those bands. And you know what? You listen to all those frickin' bands and you tell me that rock and roll is dead. That's a bunch of bullshit. It's never going to be dead. It will never, ever, ever die. Rock is dead. Who the fuck says that? Yeah, do yourself a favor. Check out those bands. And I'm telling you, there's going to be some great stuff. Eclipse is another great band. Check out this band I just listened to today called Palace. Very pop, very arena rock. But if you like that stuff, check it out. Another band, Chimera, Khy, Chimera. Check them out. I've mentioned them on the show before. What's the other one? Grand Design. Come on. I mean, and these are bands like Chimera and Grand Design. These are bands that have been around for 15 years or more sometimes. If you still haven't checked out Hybrid Ice, check out Hybrid Ice. I mean, it's all worth it. It's all great. I mean, I wouldn't steer you wrong. I mean, I'm not telling you you're going to like all this stuff. I'm not saying yes, Stu, you said you really like them. I don't like them. Good. We have a difference of opinion. That's okay. Not a problem. Whatever moves you. But I'm just telling you, this is a good place to start. And you'll definitely find something somewhere along the line. I'll guarantee it. So again, thanks for hanging with me while we got all of that was a hell of a stack. All integrated in, except for 2 that are going to go to Cher Ross. So, all right, guys. Yeah. So, all right. Have a great one. I'm going to get something to eat and relax for a few minutes. In the meantime, you guys have a great one. Enjoy dinner. I don't know where you are, but do yourself a favor and enjoy some dinner, because that's what it's all about. You want to enjoy some meals. Keep yourselves healthy. Keep yourselves happy. And remember, when you step out your door, you are in everybody else's world. They're not in yours. So don't act twice. Stay straight. Come on, get it.
Thanks on the